Hi, everybody. It's Kelly and Jim from the X-Files Preservation Collection, and we're excited to be talking to Tiffany Beth from the Sci-Fi Horror Fest. Hi, Tiffany. How are you today?
Hi guys, I'm so good. Thank you so much for having me. How are you?
We're doing very good.
As longtime convention goers, we're really excited to be talking to you.
Well, I'm really
Um,
excited to be here.
yeah. So I guess we should start off with how did you get started hosting events?
So we got started hosting events. Actually, we started out in the paranormal, not hosting events, but we would go to events. We had a paranormal team. And then we went to events there and all over. And that went to a podcast. And then we started going to horror events, and we just became such lovers and so inspired by horror events within and around our area. We were like, you know what? We love this. We love the atmosphere of community and family and coming together over something that used to be so taboo and misfit, right? Like, who loves horror and serial killers? Like, what normal person and what's normal anyway, right? So we were like, let's try our hand at it. But my husband was actually an author. He is an author. And we were like, but there's really no real platform for authors, right? So we're like, let's make an author con. Not as popular as one would think. Um, it's that was not super well received, and we were in an area that wasn't super excited to have us there. So for the first 2 years, we were AuthorCon, and then we moved it to Sci-Fi Horror Fest. Um, again, not super well received in the previous town that we were in, and again, I don't think people knew how to take us. And then COVID happened, and we were like, what do we do? Do we stop? Do we not? Like, what happens here? Where do we, where can we go? And we were just kind of thinking and throwing spaghetti at the wall, figuring, can we go here? Can we go there? What can we do? And a venue opened up to us and in Vernon, and they were like, we would like to kind of try something new, and this is really cool. And we had a meeting with them, and then it just went from there, and Vernon's become our home. And it really brings us so much joy. Mind you, we're not reinventing the wheel. Cons have been along around since the days of yore, but we're making our wheel our own. And we love to have an inclusive, diversified, loving, empathetic, non-judgmental sense of community and atmosphere that fosters all of that. And it makes me really happy. It makes me happy to see people walk through the door and be excited to meet not just the celebrities, but make new friends or see friends and become a huge family. And I saw that when we went to other conventions. And so now that we can do it and bring our own little flair to it, and it makes me really, really happy. And so we got started. And there's been a couple times we were like, oh man, I don't know if we can keep doing this, but
Yeah.
every year it just keeps getting better and the support keeps growing. And yeah, it started with that, and it's continued with that thought process.
Yeah. Horror fans have an amazing community. And
Mhm.
X-Files fans do too. We're just trying to, introduce both of those groups because I think they fit in really well together.
Well, they're
Um,
synonymous. I mean, X-Files is unexplained, and
yeah,
and what's nothing but horror but unexplained. Like, why do people walk around slashing each other? I don't know, but you know what? It's entertaining.
that's right.
And
Exactly.
no one's weird for liking it. No one's weird for liking the paranormal or X-Files or anything like that. We're all drawn to it for a reason. And why not come together under that same reason, regardless if it's X-Files, if it's paranormal, if it's serial killer documentaries or sci-fi,
Right.
we all come together. That's what matters.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the fans of not just the but the in the horror and the sci-fi, they travel, miles and miles, to come. How far have people traveled to your event that you're aware of?
We've had people come from Florida. We've had people come from Kentucky and Tennessee. Um, I heard one person say so and so came from Colorado, but that is hearsay. I'm not 100% sure, but I do know Kentucky, Tennessee, Florida, Ohio, Massachusetts. And that's really cool because I travel
Right.
Right.
hours to go to places and to hear somebody say they chose us, because there's a million events on any other weekend in any state. And to hear not only did they choose us, but they chose us to use their vacation time, to use their self-care time, to drive, to come to our event. It just makes my heart swell, because that means you're doing something good. When people are drawn to that event for a specific reason and are willing to spend their vacation, their self-care, their family time, and their finances to come to your event that you put your blood, sweat, and tears into.
Right.
Definitely.
It's just like the X-Files Museum. We get people from all over the world. And when I hear people come from, like far out west or other countries, it drives us to, it keeps us going and to make it better, because these people are sacrificing a lot. They're determined to come see us or you, so you want to put on the best show you can put on.
Absolutely. It's validating. And I will say there was another gentleman who talked about his experience at our event the previous year when we had the past year we had Richie Ramone. And he said it was worth it just to go see Richie Ramone, and giving somebody purpose to drive that far and to be that interested and to know that you made their day. It's very validating. And you're right. It makes you want to, okay, how can we make this better? Not so much change it, right? Because sometimes if it's not broke, we don't want to fix it.
Right.
But how can we add a new element that'll make it all that much better? So you're right. It's validating. And it just makes my heart swell. And to know that people feel safe enough to come to us, to our event, and know that they're going to, regardless if they're a guest, a vendor, an attendee, that they are going to be treated with love and kindness and respect and not be judged or ostracized for how they dress, what they say, how they think or feel. And to know that everything that you love is everything everybody else loves here too.
Right. And in the horror community, in the past, being a horror fan, you were kind of looked down on and all that. Mm-hmm. Now it's changed a lot, Now, I mean, you see the thousands of people that walk through those doors, and it's embraced.
It is. And it's even better when people feel like they're home. And that's the environment we try. You're home. You're with your people, you're with your family, regardless, sci-fi, horror, whatever. You come through those doors, even if you're brand new and you're like, I've never been to one of these. You're home, your family, and we're happy you're there.
Yeah. And the celebrities that you get, it's random. It's celebrities from past horror movies, new horror movies, and sci-fi movies. Me personally, I find, when we've done a lot of those events, the celebrities from the horror community, hands down, they're the most nicest, and they're the most polite, guests that we've ever met. And it surprises a lot of people, because it's stereotype horror, horror. These people are bad. No, these guests are above and beyond extremely nice.
Oh my God, they are. And CJ Graham, for example, he's so, he's tall, right? He's tall, and you would think he's menacing. Biggest freaking teddy bear ever. We have a running joke because, I wanted to be the one to take him back to the airport in the morning. Trying to make a long story short, I gave him attitude, right? Because he chose my event manager. And I'm like, he comes down in the morning. He's like, good morning, beautiful. I'm like, no, I'm not talking to you. He's like, what? I'm like, no, you chose Rich over me. I'm supposed to take you to the airport. I don't know about your bromance, but that wasn't my plan. He's like, baby. I'm like, don't baby me, you betrayer. And he's like, I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you the biggest smooch later when you get because I have his mask tattooed on my leg and his signature. He's like, when I do that, I'm going to give you the biggest smooch later. And he's so handsome. I'm like, okay. He asked about my dad. I mean, Linnea Quigley, amazing, so sweet, so kind. Michael Berryman, so smart and very intelligent, but so humble. David Howard Thornton from Terrifier, a prince. He's just fabulous. So welcoming. Richie Ramone, he has my heart. Of course, Felissa Rose, Ken Forey, all these people, and Dave Sheridan, he's hysterical. All the ones we've had in the past, like our guests were so exceptional.
Yeah.
And when people go to a convention, and what I love about us is we're a small convention, okay? We don't have 25, 30,000 people walking through the door. We have a lot of people walking through the door, but not so many that your moment gets lost in the shuffle. You get to have a moment with
Right.
the celebrity you came to meet. And they don't treat you like a fan. They treat you like you're a friend. I mean, they have the ability and time to do that, which I also think is what makes us special, is you get a moment, you get to make a memory, and they don't rush, and it's just really awesome. And you're right. There's just something so warm about, I know it's odd. There's something so warm and welcoming about a lot of the celebrities that come from the horror community and the sci-fi community and stuff.
Right.
They want you there. They want to embrace you. And it's very evident. And it's such a beautiful thing.
And I just want to say that the fact that you're not too big for that is what makes, I think I don't like to go to the big cons because we've been to all sizes, and you do just get rushed through. I think you guys seem to me to be the perfect size. It's what we've always strived to do on our events, is like, we don't want to be too big. We want to be big enough,
Right. And I don't want to diss the bigger conventions. Don't get me wrong. Like, of course we want to grow. I think everybody has their own goals.
Yeah.
And we don't need to be top dog to be somebody special and important.
Right.
But because there's something awesome about, like, I love Monster Mania.
We
love
love Monster. Yeah, that's one of our favorites.
They are wonderful. I mean, they're huge, but they also have this very special quality to them.
Yeah.
So please understand, I love the bigger cons too. I think everybody just has their own niche.
Somehow
and everybody
Monster
has their
Mania
own comfort
managed
level.
to grow without losing that special, where you can actually have a moment with the celebrities. I mean, most of the celebrities there, you can actually have a moment with them still. That's something that if
they work hard at it.
Yeah, if a convention can grow that to that size and still keep that's awesome. And I hope that, I'm excited that you guys are relatively close to us, and I'm hoping that we can keep that that part of it, no matter how big you get.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's our goal.
Right.
That's the magic we don't want to lose. When we lose that, we're doing something wrong.
Right. Yeah, because we have in our XFiles museum, because XFiles it's got a horror element too,
Mm-hmm.
and we have a lot of fans that come in. I mean, they're independent filmmakers. A lot of them are horror fans, and I'm a very diehard horror fan, and we want to sprinkle in a little horror with the X-Files and stuff. It brings just a whole new world to us, and we want to bring us to the horror world.
Absolutely, and you're welcome with open, because it's one and the same, and you guys deserve your place in that, because X-Files are important. What you're doing is important work too, and to be embraced by that, you deserve a place at the table. You already have one. I don't think you realize it though. You already have a place.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But and we deal with a lot of people behind the scenes. People like props people, set dressers and stuff, and some of the actresses and everything from the X-Files. They work in the horror realm and stuff like that. So we let them know that we're dabbling into we're getting into the horror stuff and the sci-fi stuff. Past and present. They were ecstatic.
That's wonderful.
Our very first movie convention, we didn't call it a horror convention. It was a movie convention. Was like, I don't know, 17 years ago. It was Rock and Shock.
Oh, yep. I've heard of Rock and Shock. I never went, but I heard of it.
Yeah, that was our very first taste of the horror community, and to meeting a celebrity. You always have this in your head that celebrities, stereotype, oh, they're going to have security around them. You got to go through a metal detector. We were blown away to find out that they're just sitting at a table. You just walk up. It was shocking.
And that was, I think, mine too, because I think when we first our first horror convention was Scaricon. And they actually were in the area up until 2019, and they're back now, and we're happy that they're back. We're fans. We love them. We'll always be fans and be supportive of them. I found the same thing. Tony Todd was just chilling across from us, and I was like, dude, that's Tony Todd. Like, and he's just chilling. Like, I was like waiting for sorry, my phone is overheating for some odd reason. I was waiting, for people to no, don't go near him. But I went over
Right.
there and he was like, "Hey, how's it going?" I'm like, he's talking to me. Oh my gosh. And it's nice that, but I also want to caveat that with this. It's our jobs as the promoters to keep them safe, to
Right.
make sure they feel
Yep.
safe so they can do that. So they can sit at the tables and just be human beings and not need all of the extra fluff and stuff like that.
Right.
So that's also a job of the promoter. So if we're doing our job, you guys get to have that experience, which is super important. We have an amazing team, and it starts not only with my husband and I, but it starts with our event manager, Rich, our co-event manager, and his wife, Amanda, who's also co-manager, and my best friend, Melissa, who's co-manager. We have great volunteers like Holly and Casey and Alan and Juan and Aunt Madeline and Mama Margie and Papa Doug and Uncle Tommy and Michael and Jeannie and Katie, and our venue, Vernon Downs, Brandy and Josh and all of the staff there. We could not be as safe and kind and accommodating if it was not for the venue. Our venue and our team helped set the tone of how community and family and love and empathetic driven our event is. Josh and Brandy and their staff bend over backwards. I mean, for heck's sake, they sewed our 25-foot inflatable Michael Myers so he would stand.
I saw that.
They sewed rocks in him. Who does that? Venues don't do that, but Vernon does. And Brandy and Josh make sure that our guests are taken care of. They'll take guests out to dinner and to lunch. And our team makes sure all of the guest needs are taken care of, and the attendees are doing well, and the vendors are doing well. Denny and I Denny's my husband. He's the other half of Sci-Fi Horror Fest. We could not do this without them. And it's because of them is the reason why Sci-Fi Horror Fest is as amazing and successful. I can talk. Yeah. Successful as it is. So right from Vernon to our team, we are blessed. We are richly, richly blessed and grateful.
Well, that's good. You sounds like you got a really good crew around you.
We do. We really do.
Okay, so do you want to tell us some about what you got in store for us this year?
Yes, thank you so much for asking. I'm so excited. So this year we have obviously amazing celebrity guests. We have Bill Moseley from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, the remake of the Night of the Living Dead, obviously all of the Rob Zombie movies, and he's just an icon. He's awesome. We have Terrence Sedunage, which I'm so happy. I love Rebo the Genetic Opera. I love The Devil's Carnival. I'm going to fangirl like the whole weekend. I'm going to have to calm myself down, take a lot of Xanax or something. We've got Tyler Mane, who obviously was Michael Myers and Rob Zombie's Halloween. He was Sabretooth in Deadpool. We have Miss Caroline Williams, who of course was with Mr. Moseley and Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 as Stretch. We have Lisa Wilcox coming, who was the final girl in Nightmare on Elm Street 4 and 5. And we do have another celebrity announcement coming Memorial Weekend, and I'm so excited. I can't wait. We have amazing vendors. So a lot of our sponsors are also vendors too. We have Nevermore Tattoo and Collective. We have My Bloody, which makes amazing apparel. We have Third Day Tees. We have Off Center Records. We have Anne's Midnight Creations. We have Top Flight Toys coming. We have a bunch of crafters coming. We have Good Fudge coming. Sweet and Savory Foods, who's amazing, yummy fudge, and she's a sponsor as well. I'm trying to think. We have Chris Prentice. We have Bleeding Hearts Creations. We have, oh my gosh, I'm trying to think. We have Sean Evans, comic book artist, coming. And then, of course, we have Grimm, who are our top content creators is Grimm from Grimm's Horror Show, and Cecil from Good Bad Flicks, who was featured in Search of Darkness with Corey Taylor and all of them. No, Corey Taylor's not coming, but it was his documentary. That's why I'm mentioning it. I only bring that up because one person thought we were bringing in John Carpenter because, Richard Master came to our very first event and it said, Richard Master from John Carpenter's a thing, and somebody thought that John Carpenter was coming. So let me just caveat that. Yeah. He's not coming. He was just in his mood. Okay. So they're going to come and they're going to be doing a movie riff. They should do every Saturday. So if you've ever watched Mystery Science Theater 3000 or Riff Tracks, they're going to be riffing a movie.
Awesome.
Also, I have to share this because it's so cute. Cecil is bringing his son, Riker, who's little. And before the movie riff, Riker will be doing a magic trick for everybody. So I'm very excited about that because we are also family oriented. We have food trucks coming. We have Elm Street Tacos coming and Delilicious food trucks. We will have panels. And the cool thing is we do have a few VIP tickets left. So if you buy VIP tickets, you get in an hour early each day of the event. So if you're coming Friday, you get to go in at 2. If you're coming Saturday, it's 10. Special panel seating for the panels. And then you get to come into the Carnival VIP party. That is our theme this year, between Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Terrence Dunage, Repo, and Devil's Carnival. And I grew up on the Carnival. We're doing Carnival. So we've got it's going to be decorated to the hilt with evil circus and carnival stuff, which I'm so excited about. I'm trying to think. We have a lot going on. We have other vendors. We have painters, we have artists, we have glass makers, we have jewelry makers. And then obviously you're going to be able to meet, and if you buy VIP tickets, you're obviously going to be able to mingle with the guests that come. And there's more to come. You can get tattooed. You can make art. There's going to be a lot going on. I'm just so excited. There's a lot happening. And then also we're hopefully going to be having a charity there where we're going to raise money, and our vendors are awesome. They donate to the charities when they come, and even the celebrities. And then what we do is we take a poster, our massive poster with all the celebrities' pictures on them. We have them sign it and we let them put that up for raffle.
Awesome.
As part of that.
It sounds like an amazing weekend to me. So
I hope so. It's pretty awesome. And while I'm sitting here thinking about this out loud, how about we do a giveaway? How about we do a giveaway for 2 weekend passes to your viewers? You guys can pick the viewers. You just give us their name and their email so we can contact them.
Awesome.
But you pick the 2 viewers, and then they will get two weekend passes.
So let's say when this launches, we'll pick the first 2 comments.
There you go.
Sound good?
That sounds fantastic.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks for the opportunity.
So I know there's a lot more to come. So we definitely want to make sure we tell our viewers where they can find you and get all that good information.
They can go to www.sci-horrorfest.com, and they can look at the most latest added vendors, all of our celebrity lineup, one more to be announced, which I'm so excited about. Oh my God, I'm so excited. I want to tell you, but I can't because my husband will kill me. I will end up as a horror prop on the floor, and no one will question it, right? Because it's a horror convention.
Exactly.
Right.
So you got to be careful. But so much more to come, more celebrity announcements, and cosplay is encouraged.
Awesome.
So cosplay is encouraged. So, and kids are welcome too. Kids are welcome as well. It's very family friendly, and because everybody should feel safe to bring their children and feel free to come.
Right.
Absolutely.
And and people can also find you on social media and stuff like that.
Sci-Fi Horror Fest, right on TikTok, on Facebook, on Blue Sky, on X. you can find, and also myself, Tiffany Beth, you can find me on Facebook, on TikTok, on Blue Sky, on X, on Instagram, also for Sci-Fi Horror Fest. We're all over social media. And people can message us all the time. If I could, I just want to caveat a few things.
Yeah.
People can message us anytime on Facebook. When you message Sci-Fi Horror Fest, you're messaging us directly. If people message somebody else that claims to be part of Sci-Fi Horror Fest, they're a third party and they're a scam. Right. We have people comment on our thing all the time. Hey, I bought tickets. I can't go. Who wants to buy them? We don't sell. The only tickets we sell ahead of time are online. There's no physical ticket. So if somebody is telling you they have tickets, they might have bought them online, but they're non-transferable. And also anything that's purchased, sponsorships, vendor spaces, or VIP weekend or day tickets, non-refundable. All sales are final, no exceptions. So I don't want to see anybody get scammed. Right. So if you have any questions, if you're not sure, we don't go through a third party. All ticket sales are through our own website. There's no other third party. We don't sell physical tickets. It's all online or at the door, which then you just get a wristband. And it's cash only at the door. Right. So just be aware, if anybody has questions and they're not sure, message us directly. I would rather somebody, again, message us and ask than do something that they can't be recouped for.
Right.
Exactly. Ask all questions first.
Ask now, ask first, and worry about everything else later.
Exactly.
And I will try to put all of that contact information in the description as well. So anybody who didn't get it, who didn't jot it down, look in the description.
Right.
I appreciate that.
All right.
Well, this has been a real pleasure for us, because we're huge con fans and horror fans, and we will do everything we can to, help your event and promote your event. And we wish you all the success.
We appreciate that. And